hanging from a thread till you dead. Cause your partner put a price on your head. Cause your chick was laying up in his bed. She getting details, spilling every word that you said. She working retail, thirsty bitch just trying to get ahead. If history tell us anything, y'all both end up dead. It's just a street tale, a fable, some shit someone said. Sit at the table and hope there's more to offer than bread. Pulled out the cradle, first steps you getting chased by a fed. No head starts, just body parts and lead sparks. Old religion, brand new hate and weak hearts. Oligarchs, krakens, dragons, you see sharks. Imagine you could manage to maneuver the deep part. You a savage, you can have it, just show all your teeth sharp. If you could grab it, you could stab it, just aim for the bleeding heart. The ones that show compassion, a soldier that seeks art. Does the artist that wage war take over or take part? Taking a knee, thinking no one faithful is me. I'm good people in bad lands, no evil live within me. I mind mine, I'll survive, find this lands for the free. If I'm mistaken, I'm forsaken, no one rescuing me. Residual effects, stray bullets through familiar necks. For any number of infractions that I deem disrespect. Your beliefs, you deserve better, but we both in the shit. You just haven't come to grips with it yet. Fight or flight, and they ain't really nowhere to go. If your back is against the wall and you ain't throwing no blows, you gon' crumble in the rubble, become blood in the snow. If you a victim, they collect them, grab the body and go. Dig them and ditch them, total disregard for the soul. Gas them and lit them, watch the flesh burn in the glow. Where we live and catch a shivering, it's a hell you don't know. Your best hope is that your dying ain't slow, or your dying's a show. Where we at, it's every man for his own. A bloody backdrop, where killers just zone and slice flesh to the bone. Masked and gloved up front of your home. A flash of gun, but the side of your dome. Fresh blood from a stone, dents in your sense. Kick your fucking ball through the fence. Dare you to say something, no sense in sitting around in suspense. Find out what's next, open your fucking mouth, disrespect. See the extent of how my life is intense. She beautiful and oppressed in a permanent summer dress. She a servant and still she blessed. Children cradled against her breast, whispering prayers, wishing their souls the best, knowing that they forgotten, not forgetting they're blessed. The bloodiest red lights, just piles of dead life. Something must be broken, the glyphs wasn't read right. You think them Bible papers will shed light? Yeah, right. Burn after reading, tell the preacher I'm leaving. What is poppin', people? Welcome back to Shy L Reacts. I am your host, Shy L, and we are back in the building. Salutes to you for being with me on this lovely hump day afternoon. Salutes. Hope everybody's having a great day. Hope everybody's getting after that money. million. Hope everybody had a great 420 weekend, great Easter weekend, great WrestleMania weekend, and I hope everybody chilled out. Hope the week has been, getting back to that paper. Million. Got them coins in the pocket, all right? Salutes to y'all. Appreciate y'all. Thank you for hanging out with me today. All right? Hopefully YouTube sends out the notification. I don't have much faith in that. They make it harder on me every single day, but I keep trucking along. All right, it's frustrating, but nothing I can do. I can't grab the YouTube mascot by the face and put my thumbs through his eyes and nothing. That shit won't work. So make sure y'all hit the like button while we're here. I'm doing what I can with what I got, and we are back at it. All right. Missed you guys. Glad to hear from you, or glad to see y'all this week. I feel like I got a hair. All right, salutes. Let's get to the chat real quick. Shout out Shannon. Shannon was way early, hour and a half early. Salutes. All right, shout out Velez. Shout out my brother also. That's it. That's what we looking like lately, man. Things is not looking right around here, all right? Things is looking crazy around here, you feel me? But it is what it is. I look at this out. We're gonna cover a 12-minute video from Jay Flores with Boxer. Should get 24 stacks like this. We sitting here, getting shit on. So it is what it is, all right? Salutes to the usual suspects that are here. Salutes to the ones that are not here. All right? 100's up in the chat for y'all. I appreciate y'all hanging out. Shannon says she got the no-do. Shout out 323G in the building. Salutes. 100's up in the chat for y'all. Let me get this here. Let me see. Yeah, let me do that. Boom. Make sure this is good. Bow. Shout out 323G. I appreciate you. It is what it is, man. It is what it is, all right? Your boy has been making moves, trying to make transitions, trying to make adaptations. We moved from every day to maybe 3, but for sure 2 days a week, Wednesdays and Friday nights. Mondays are maybe Mondays. Some days maybe I'll be here on a live stream on a Monday, not sure what time. Sometimes I'm not, like this week. I had a bunch of editing to do, had a bunch of actor stuff to do, and just, getting ahead in other areas. Again, YouTube treats us like the redheaded stepchild, all right? And we get no love around here, so, I got to do what I can with what I got, and sometimes that calls for me to be in other places. Again, if we had 50,000 subs and every video got 10,000 views, then, different story, more freedom in the situation, but it's not like that, all right? We work hard for what we get over here. We're not these channels that put in the bare minimum and get the most out of it. We're not that. We the motherfuckers that put in the most and get the least. All right, 9 concurrent viewers, 7 likes. Hit the like button if you have yet to do so. All right, you're getting to hear my frustration. I be wanting to flip all this shit sometimes, break all this shit. You know what I mean? Because it's like, I did everything. People, when you're in a partnership with somebody, you want your part to be done. You want their part to be done. You don't want to be, carrying the water for the other person. But I carry my own water and then some. And it's like, fucking YouTube doesn't cut your boy a break. You know what I mean? Does not cut your boy a break. So we do what we can with what we got. All right? My small but strong audience, you can't be mad at me when it's time for me to take my ass and spend my attention, giving my attention to more actor shit. You know what I mean? But for the meantime, between time, I'm right here. We're going to get it done. All right? Got a couple of things to cover today. We're going to cover the story that I heard of where it says cartels plotted on Ecuador's president. All right? Supposedly the cartel plotted to take out the president of Ecuador. These cartels, man, so many cooperators, so many snitches involved, so much drama, so many wars, so many towns, so many runs you got to make that they got a lot of time to be planning everybody's termination, execution, all that good shit. You know what I mean? it's just crazy. I just feel like people just make up stories all the time just to keep their name out there. Cause like, what the fuck, bro? Y'all want to take out presidents and shit too? Y'all don't get you guys gotta focus. Get some focus going on. Pay attention. So we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about Walgreens. Walgreens playing out a $350 million settlement with the Department of Justice for its part in the opioid crisis. All right? Well, who else got to pay for that opioid situation right there? Huh? Yeah, we're going to talk about that. And what else are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about the interview that, well, not much of an interview. Basic, quick 12-minute Q&A of Jay Flores and Boxer. All right. Shout out Young Jizzle. They out of control. Who's they? El Tubo or the Cartels? They out of control. They want to take out presidents and listen. Get your house in order, man. You guys are spread a little thin. You worrying about too much shit. You know what I mean? Y'all might want to take Camilo Ochoa off the list. Take all the shit off the list that you ain't got time to fuck with. Y'all seem to be busy with a lot of other shit. What else? And that's it, man. We're gonna look around again. I needed more days to get more editing done. Also had some work that I lost, so I had to do that all over again. I tried to reclaim that work and try to rescue that work. But once it starts taking you longer to fix it than to redo it, you just redo the shit. It's redone. It's the story of young Dana Sofia Perez Rocha, right, who's caught in the crossfire, and how Mika Trevino of Cartel Insider exploited her and used her name, to push his agenda, which y'all know that's something that annoys the shit out of me. I'll be dropping that soon. I don't remember what episode of live stream where I mentioned it recently that I went to the channel. I went to Cartel Insider looking for more information on that story, and I needed something specific from that article. That article has been deleted. I was trying to find yesterday where I mentioned that on a live stream because I wanted to use that in a video, but I'll just use this. That article was deleted. Right? Evidently, somebody else knew that he was exploiting that child and had the sense to, shut that down. Or the family got involved, hopefully. I don't take no credit for it. But I will say this. They can hide what they did. You can't hide what I did. And I covered that article before you deleted it. And we saw how you exploited that little girl. So, fuck what you talking about. All right, shout out Young Jizzle. He said both. El Tubo and the Cartels. They both wildin'. Everybody's wildin', man. Nobody, El Tubo could be helping me out. They hindering the brother. Shout out Primo. What it do? Salutes. So, boom. I don't know why I brought that up right now, but there it is. So, I'll be dropping that. Oh, that's why I needed time. I had to get the editing done. We got the Escaped Unaliver of the Gringo Hunter. We talked about that this week. And then after this, the video will be dropping that covers the release of Don Neto, the unaliving of El Pelon, and the DEA and ATF merging. All right, that'll be on the premiere after this. Again, salutes to the usual suspects. Hit the like button if you have yet to do so. Honey's up in the chat for JP. All right, Honey's up in the chat for JP, who's not here right now. Shout out Zoraida, wherever she's at. Boom. And we're going to play JP's last power chat just to feel normal around here. Shout out Shannon. The I Lit It video, yes. For those that don't know, we got another channel. All right, called Ill Crimes. That we ended up putting all the body cam stuff on, and here's the channel, so make sure you sub up. Boom. So Primo, he said that escape shit was out of a movie. Buddy made a fool of the police many times. All right, make sure you share that video. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Don't be greedy and enjoy it by yourself. But I think dude's all out of tricks. All the tricks are, out of his sleeve, all right? All right, let's play this right here so everything feels normal around here. Hunters up in the chat for JP. Boom, hunters up. Bow, 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 bow. Yeah, let's get it.
Jonathan Pantria sent $2 salutes Chi my dude, Cartel members, and chat. I hope you have a blessed and grateful Taco Tuesday. Please like and subscribe to the great quality content on your way and it's free. Sick and tired of the violence and unfortunate oppression.
I gotta change the letters on that. I want to make those letters yellow like the name because the name is bright. Yeah, she probably working right now. Zorada probably working. They'll check in eventually or catch replay game. All right, boom. All right, let's get it, man. We're going to start with... What can we start with? Let's see what this look like. See if they gave us an ear beat in here. Nah, it's not that bad. Not that bad at all. Shout out Velez. Salutes. Hit the like button if you have yet to do so, y'all. We are going into our first story of the day. Intelligence reports claim Mexican cartels plotted the assassination of Ecuador's President Noboa. Y'all ain't got enough shit to do that y'all want to plot shit on presidents. Y'all want to go get this goofy? Look at this goofy right here. Huh? Y'all ain't got enough to do. You know, you got to snatch kids, run training camps for kids that don't want to fight for you. You got to catch little girls in the crossfire. You guys got to oppress people. You guys got to watch your backs from each other. Y'all ain't just too busy. Y'all getting raided. Y'all getting expelled, expedited, deported, extradited. Every item that you could put into it is happening to y'all. Y'all got time to plot the assassination of somebody's president that ain't even in your country? Y'all doing too much, man. Ecuador has declared a state of maximum alert over an assassination plot against President Daniel Noboa. In a statement entitled The Revenga, The Revenge of the Bad Losers, oh, what a great name. The Revenge of the Bad Losers, issued early on Saturday, the Ministry of Government said all security protocols have been activated due to the threat emanating from criminal organizations in collusion with political groups defeated at the polls. Criminal organizations in collusion with political groups defeated at the polls. Democracy, man. It's a thin veil of democracy. They're definitely working overtime. Excuse me. In a statement entitled, where did it go? I lost it. Boom. Noboa was reelected earlier this month, promising to continue a crackdown on rampant cartel violence that plagues Ecuador. His opponent, Luisa Gonzalez, has continued to insist that the vote was fraudulent. Right? Shout out HG on the check-in, and shout out Raven on the check-in. Salutes. I put this here just to mark it.
You don't want no problems.
Let's see what she says in this letter. La venganza de los malos perdedores. Oh, the revenge of the bad losers. In front of the agents of intelligence, an alert against, terrorists and shootouts in the streets. Violent measures. The Ministry of Government advised. I'm not going to read this. I can barely see it. I'm getting the words wrong. I can't see what it says. Let me see if I can get there it is. All right. That could help me if I have to see. Magnicidio, la gestación de un magnicidio ataque. So they got a rise in attacks and terrorist shit. shootouts in the street, and you have to violent confrontations, the government advises the following. We condemn strongly any intent or any attempt on the presidents of the republic or anybody in the public sector. It's deplorable that to instruct criminals and be complicit, that criminals and politicians are complicit. Look at his face. These actions, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to read this. This is too many syllables right now. It's too early. Fuck out of here. The statement follows, you tell me, yes. The statement follows the leak earlier this week of a military intelligence report that said assassins entering Ecuador from Mexico and other countries plan to carry out terrorist attacks against Noboa. Again, the conversation we always have, about they all want to put every crime under the umbrella of cartels. Every crime under the umbrella of cartels. Human trafficking, cartels. That's what they call them. Human trafficking cartels. That's not the cartel. The rug cartels is the rug cartel. That's it. You know what I mean? They're doing the same thing here. Oh, assassins are coming. So what? Every assassin has to do with the cartel? Every assassin is a Bartel assassin? Huh? I feel like they just want to add that name to everything. For the clout of it. For the headline of it. For the horseshit of it. Right? Okay, they what? So Mexico's can't have button men, assassins that are just that don't have to do with the cartels. That's Mexico a slave to the cartels where every level of criminal got to be part of the cartels? This shit sounds ridiculous already. All right? Sounds ridiculous already. Shout out Macho McFly, Humble Park in the building. Salute, amor to my fellow Shy-aliens. What up, Shy? Salutes to you, Macho. Appreciate you. Diego Lewis. So when the video with Jay that you did recently gonna be free for the world to watch? That one stays in the members only. Sorry. There's a lot of free for the world stuff out there to watch. He has that. Does it look like I give a fuck face? Straight to jail. He looks like the straight to jail guy. To jail. Straight to jail. Come on, that guy. Look at that face. Can you assassinate that dork? You can't assassinate that dork. Okay. Shout out Raven. Shout out 298 on the check-in. All right, let's get it.
You don't want no problems.
The government statement alleges that bad losers from the recent April 13th election hired sicarios, hitmen, from Mexico and other countries in a bid to destabilize the government. The state is on high alert. All security protocols have been activated, and that's what I was reading all morning-ish. All stupid. The state is on high alert. All security protocols have been activated, and the armed forces and national police and intelligence agencies are working together, it reads. CJ&G is big in Ecuador. Could be that. Alleged terrorist plots. Quoting intelligence sources, it reports the plotting of an assassination, terrorist attacks, and street riots through violent demonstrations. The plot targets the life of President of the Republic, state authorities, and public officials, it said. The Noboa government claimed that those behind the recent threat were criminal structures and political sectors defeated at the polls. Noboa alluded to an alleged military intelligence report circulating on social media, which said that after Sunday's elections, the transfer of hired unalivers or terminators from Mexico and other countries to Ecuador has begun. All right? The Associated Press consulted the military institution of the veracity of the report, to which its press office responded that an official statement would be issued in the coming hours. Although not offering names, the statement appears to accuse the Citizen Revolution Movement, RC5, of which Gonzalez is leader, and that is linked to former President Rafael Correa, of planning the attack. The reported assassination plot comes amid a pattern of escalating violence in Ecuador, including the assassination of presidential candidate Fernando Villavicencio in 2023. I mean, once the presidency is getting smoked, just throw the whole thing out. They should have done that shit in the 60s with the United States. That's when you knew we was co-opted. When you couldn't keep a president alive on your own land. Rampant violence by criminal gangs involved in trafficking from the world's biggest brocane producers, neighboring Peru and Colombia, has also blighted the country. In the latest instance, at least 12 people were unalived on Friday in an attack in the coastal province of Manabí, as hammermen dressed in fake military uniforms opened fire on spectators at a cockfight. Look at that. What did Velez say when we were talking about the government taking over, the army taking over, basically taking over the border from San Diego to Texas, to the Gulf? People are going to be trying to come over dressed in military garb, huh? That's a trope that's been used. Noboa declared an internal armed conflict to combat rug gangs in January last year, reflecting the country's ongoing struggle with organized crime. Right?
You don't want no problems.
Salutes Vernon Himes on the check-in. Appreciate you. Bad relations with Mexico. Media reports in Ecuador also suggest that support may have been forthcoming from foreign leaders, including President Claudia Sheinbaum of Mexico. Amid a diplomatic fallout that launched last year, Sheinbaum announced on Wednesday that Mexico would not restore diplomatic relations with Ecuador as long as Noboa remains in office. The Mexican leader had publicly supported Gonzalez in the election. They mad. Contested elections. A lack of evidence from Ecuador's government fueled criticism from former candidate Gonzalez, who has repeatedly claimed that the election result was falsified. So they feel like they had a stolen election. I mean, they really feel like that. Like they've been feeling like that. On Saturday, she wrote on X that the assassination claims were simply the government's desperation to silence us, and added that more persecution is coming, alongside a promise to boost the country's flagging economy that was seen as key to help him win re-election earlier this year. However, Gonzalez, who had entered the runoff vote following a tight first round in February and claimed grotesque fraud, said late on Wednesday that she plans to contest the results with the elections authority. So it's an election beef, all right? And the administration is blaming the sore losers. Blaming the sore losers for, hiring hitters. Bringing the hitters out to come get them. Sounds like a bunch of political bullshit, you ask me. A circle jerk amongst world chess players that aren't as smart as they try to make me and you think. All right, salutes. Shout out Ricky Bobby on the check-in. Salutes. Boom. So there's that, man. The cartels got a lot of time on their hands, man. They could get called out to you know to handle a recount in another country, right? And smoke the president, who looks like the go straight to jail guy, straight to jail. And I just feel like that word is just added to everything. Every country, everywhere, they're just going to add the word Cartel. Should have 2 L's at the end of it. Right? Can't remember if a year or 2 years ago they had some big breakouts from prison and took over a news station. Supposedly they were CJNG. From over there, from Ecuador. Happens. You know? It happens. You let Trump tell it, they're responsible for every problem we have here. Diego Lewis, bro, come on, dog. It is what it is. That was a members only live. I respect the money. So I'm supposed to disrespect their money that they paid by giving everybody else the free shit that they pay for? Come on. Get a hold of yourself, right? I'm in a chill mood right now. I'm chilling. Get a grip. Yeah, in Ecuador. Salutes. I don't know, man. Cartel's got a lot on their hands, man. They got to, they're the top rug dealers, top assassinitos, top everything, huh? Human traffickers. Oh, man, these guys are busy. They make pizzas, hats, avocados, raise cows. Just throw the whole shit out. Because if that's the case, they done took control of everything. That's not from here. Yeah, everybody that's Mexican, that's not from here. Facts. Just like any corrupted country, La Maña wants who they can control and power. Absolutely. They don't want nobody in there that's willing to tell them to fuck off. Nah, that's why they have to win wars in other places between the Contras and the Sandinistas. Why? So that they can have that. Somebody that they can move around rather than somebody that can stop them and say, that's as far as you go. That's as far as you go. They're busy though, bro. They're busy. As far as every headline got them, they got them doing everything, bro. Got them doing everything. Bullies. Oh yeah, I remember that. TV stations. Everybody got their problems. I tell you where the root of all of those problems come from in all these countries. Starts at corruption. It's just the facts. It's just where it's at. You fix that, you fixed everything. You can't. You see, he got quiet with Canada. I ain't heard nothing about no Canada. Yeah, so you're right, Raven. I ain't heard nothing about no Canada. All I hear from Canada is William Borden and his alter ego, Guillermo Pac, his brother. So yeah, man. Cartel got a lot on their hands. They got a whole lot on their hands. All right. Let's get to the next story. What's the next story? I'm about ready to watch the video. I think we should probably watch the video next. Let's watch the video so your boy can have a smoke break. When Trump got in, he started messing with Canada. He wanted to take Canada, make Canada. He said he was gonna make them. He said he was gonna make them. What, a state? The ridiculousness of it is crazy. Don't he want Finland or some shit, or Norway or something? Shit is crazy. I feel like I'm living in a simulation because it's just so ridiculous. It's stranger than fiction. It's just, fuck it, man. Let's read this, then we'll get to it. Cause I didn't think Walgreens was in a beef about the opioid crisis. I'd like to sue the 10 million or 100 million Karens out there that are on opioids on a regular basis, yelling and screaming and minding everybody else's fucking business but their own. I'd like to sue everybody, all the pharmaceutical companies for that. Why not? Why can't I do that? Huh? Walgreens reaches settlement with the Department of Justice, agrees to pay $350 million. I'm moving slow. It's been a couple of days off. Back. Walgreens reaches settlement with DOJ, agrees to pay $350 million for its part in the opioid crisis. No mames. The Justice Department, together with the Drug Enforcement Administration and Department of Health and Human Services, Office of Inspector General, today announced a $300 million settlement with Walgreens Boots Alliance, Walgreens Company, and various subsidiaries, collectively Walgreens, to resolve allegations that the national chain pharmacy illegally filled millions of invalid prescriptions for opioids and other controlled substances in violation of the Controlled Substances Act, and then sought payment for many of those invalid prescriptions by Medicare and other federal health care programs in violation of the false claims. Wait, so Walgreens was skimming off the top on some dope? Shout out Raven, dictatorship. He ain't no better than Kim. Yeah, you might be right, because I heard the man say they love to be demanded. They want you to demand them. They love for you to demand them. They love you. So I think like a kingpin, but I think this is upper echelons. Think like a kingpin members account. I don't think it's P. Salutes. All right, marker for editing.
You don't want no problems.
To resolve allegations that the national chain pharmacy illegally filled millions of invalid prescriptions for opioids and other controlled substances in violation of the Controlled Substances Act, and then sought payment for many of those invalid prescriptions by Medicare. So what? They're paying for their workers skimming off the top and stealing? Is that what's happening? Hit the like button if you have yet to do so. What's happening at Walgreens? A bunch of dope heads in the pharmacy at Walgreens? Didn't you have to go to school? Don't you have to go to school to be in that pharmacy? That's what happens. School turns out all of these people into dope heads too. Why? Because they can't go to sleep. They gotta stay woke. They gotta stay awake. They need the rugs. The settlement amount is based on Walgreens' ability to pay. Damn. Walgreens will owe the United States, but where's that money gonna go? That money gonna help any addicts? No. That money gonna stop any rugs from coming in this country? No. Where's that money gonna go, right? The settlement amount is based on Walgreens' ability to pay. Walgreens will owe the United States of America an additional $50 million if the company is sold, merged, or transferred prior to fiscal year 2032. Wow. That would include a potential buyout worth nearly $10 billion by the private equity firm Sycamore Partners that Walgreens announced earlier in March. Wow. So they even put the levy on them, like, listen, $50 million, you gonna pay us $50 million, you sell this joint. So run my 300, and if y'all sell this joint, run that 50. Shout out Velez. That's where they effed up getting that Medicare payment. That's what it was? Huh? They set off the alarmas with the U.S. government. They said, wait a minute, you trying to get us to pay for this shit? No. We give you the addiction. We don't pay for it for you. Explain to me if I'm stupid. What's happening here? Who's writing these bogus scripts? Pharmacists, no? Did they just have a giant problem with bogus pharmacists, or was there a conspiracy here? We'll never know because they settled. Right? They said, hey, we'll give you this money just so we shut up about it. So what's the story? What's happening here? Or is the supervisor telling them, hey, man, run these scripts? And Walgreens is just pulling a scam behind the scenes. The employees don't get no part of this scam right here? It's fucked up, man. That the first time I say fuck today? I think I'm doing better, man. I think that's the first time I said fuck today. It turned into 3, but, you know. Walgreens and CVS were the 2 involved. I mean, what the fuck was they trying to do? Did they get together in some cabal fucking conference room meeting and say, hey, man, we're going to skim off the top and we're going to make these insurance company and the U.S. government pay for it? That shit sounds stupid. That Controlled Substance Act ain't no joke. Hell yeah, they wouldn't even know or cared if they didn't have to pay for that. So they should have just left the government out of it and just stolen from the private sector, and they might have been all right. Y'all should have just kept hitting. Nobody was going to listen to the insurance companies. But once you hit that Medicaid, you tweaked. That Medicare, you tweaked. The government complaint filed on January 16th and amended April 18th in the U.S. District Court of the Northern District of Illinois alleges that from approximately August 2012 through March 1st, 2023, Walgreens, one of the nation's largest pharmacy chains, knowingly filed millions of unlawful controlled substance prescriptions. These unlawful prescriptions included prescriptions for excessive quantities of opioids, opioid prescriptions filled significantly early, and prescriptions for the especially dangerous and abused combination of 3 drugs known as a trinity. What? These motherfuckers is agents of chaos? They out here selling dope? Walgreens selling dope. That's what's happening. Walgreens pharmacists allegedly filled these prescriptions despite clear red flags, indicating a high likelihood that the prescriptions were invalid because they lacked a legitimate medical purpose or were not issued in the usual course of professional practice. So what they basically saying is they were serving up dope heads. They were serving up dope heads because they rather take the money than send the dope head away, right? Then when the dope head didn't pay, they try to collect from somebody. Am I right or am I wrong? Am I reading this right or am I saying this right? That's what it sounds like to me. Walgreens pressured its pharmacists to fill prescriptions quickly and without taking the time needed to confirm that each prescription was lawful. Right? Yo, who's going to get that money? United States government going to get that money. Nobody else need that, buddy.
You don't want no problems.
Walgreens compliance officials also allegedly ignored substantial evidence that its stores were dispensing unlawful prescriptions and even intentionally deprived its own pharmacists of crucial information. Just run it. Don't worry about it. Run it. Yeah, fill it out early. Whatever the fuck, just run it. Don't worry. Somebody gonna pay for that shit. Somebody. Unlawful prescriptions and even intentionally deprived its own pharmacists of crucial information, including by refusing to share internal data regarding prescribers with pharmacists and preventing pharmacists from warning one another about certain problematic prescribers. AKA, don't look at the fuckery that's happening. Mind your business. And just keep that shit flowing. Let it ride. You know? Shout out Shannon. Filling them early. That's a no-no. What does that mean, filling them early? Filling the prescription early. Oh, before they're out, right? Or before whatever date or whatever. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, they was just throwing dope on dope on dope. All right, you know? That custody could get some. That custody could get some. That custody could get some. But they're not going to pay, boss. Don't worry about it. We'll get the government to pay. Next thing you know, government's looking through their records, auditing them. What's happening? What's going on in here? So, like Velez said, they should have minded their business. That's what it was. Walgreens was selling dope. That's it. So these Karens that's going to Walgreens to get this dope, y'all just as bad as the Karina in the crack house. You know what I'm saying? Same deal. In light of Friday's settlement, the United States has moved to dismiss its complaint. Walgreens will also move to dismiss a related declaratory judgment action filed in U.S. District Court for the Eastern District of Texas. Everybody, shh, everybody be quiet. That's what everybody's trying to do. Shh. I don't want to talk about this. I don't want to talk about this no more. All right. I'll take back all of my actions and filings and, you know. Yeah. It's crazy. Dictators of pharmacy. You're right. Salute William Cadell. You have to be out before they allow them to be filled. There it is. Pharmacies have a legal responsibility to prescribe controlled substances in a safe and professional manner, not dispense dangerous drugs just for profit, said Attorney General Pamela Bondi. The Department of Justice is committed to ending the opioid crisis and holding back actors accountable for their failure to protect patients from addiction. Y'all got to start in the White House then. So a bunch of dope in the White House. This settlement resolves the allegations that, for years, Walgreens failed to meet its obligations when dispensing dangerous opioids and other drugs, said Deputy Assistant Attorney General Michael Granston of the Justice Department's Civil Division. We will continue to hold accountable those entities and individuals whose actions contributed to the opioid crisis, whether through illegal prescribing, marketing, dispensing, or distributing activities. Importantly, Walgreens' agreements with the DEA and HHS-OIG provide swift relief in the form of monitoring and claims review that will improve Walgreens' practices immediately, said U.S. Attorney Andrew S. Boutrous for the Northern District of Illinois. Our office will continue to work with law enforcement partners to ensure that opioids are properly dispensed and that taxpayer funds are only spent on legitimate pharmacy claims. But they didn't do that. And they're giving you a $350 million settlement. Where's that bread going? Huh? Where's that bread going? It ain't going to the people. That ain't going to build a road. That ain't going to fix a bridge. Where's it going? The civil settlement resolves 4 cases brought under the Quitam or whistleblowers provisions of the FCA by former Walgreens employees. The FCA authorizes whistleblowers to sue on behalf of the United States and receive a share of any recovery. It also permits the United States to intervene and take over such lawsuits as it did here. The relators will receive a 17.25% share of the government's FCA recovery in this matter. Okay, the whistleblowers, what? Gonna get the money? Wait a minute. The civil settlement resolves 4 cases brought under the Quitam or whistleblower provision of the FCA. The FCA authorizes whistleblowers to sue on behalf of the United States and receive a share of any recovery. It also permits the United States to intervene and take over such lawsuits. So that's what it was. 4 whistleblowers sued. And they also got help from the United States that took over the lawsuit to get after Walgreens, so they're going to break up the $350 million, I guess. The relatives will receive 17, or they're going to break it up. Yeah, 17% per, I guess. I don't know. This landmark civil settlement is the largest Controlled Substance Act resolution in our district's history, and once again confirms the high priority our office has placed upon confronting those responsible for the opioid crisis here, said U.S. Attorney Gregory W. Kehoe for the Middle District of Florida. We are grateful for the energy and collaborative spirit brought to this effort by our colleagues in the DEA, the Department of Justice, Civil Fraud Section, and Consumer Protection Branch, and the United States Attorney's Office for the Northern District of Illinois, District of Maryland, Eastern District of New York, and Eastern District of Virginia. All right? This settlement holds Walgreens accountable for failing to comply with this critical responsibility to prevent the diversion of opioids and other controlled substances, said U.S. Attorney John J. Durham for the Eastern District of New York. The settlement also underscores our office's continued commitment to ensure that all persons and businesses that fill controlled substance prescriptions adhere to the requirements of the Controlled Substances Act that are designed to prevent highly addictive medications from being used for illegitimate purposes. With the power to dispense potentially harmful substances comes the responsibility to ensure that every prescription is legitimate before it's filled, said U.S. Attorney Kelly O'Hayes for the District of Maryland. When pharmacies fail that responsibility, the office will work with others across the country to hold accountable those who put patients and communities at risk. It's all a circle jerk. Everybody's playing holier than thou. Walgreens was selling dope, y'all. Walgreens was selling dope from 2012 to 2023. Okay? They got off easy by paying $350, like 298 says. It ain't shit for real. They made billions. Millions. Right? 350 ain't something to scoff at, of course, for us. You know what I'm saying? But everybody's pointing the finger. Ooh, they did a bad thing. Pharmaceutical companies wash their hands. Everybody's washing their hands on the way down. You know what I mean? It's all bullshit. You know?
Shit.
Let's see. So, boom. Controlled Substance Act that are designed to prevent highly addictive medications from being used for illegitimate purposes. We did this. Communities at risk. Strict compliance with the new law, is essential for safeguarding the public who rely on carefully considered and limited prescriptions for their health and well-being, said U.S. Attorney Eric S. Siebert for the Eastern District of Virginia. Those companies and individuals authorized to provide controlled substances have a professional responsibility to ensure that the prescriptions they fill are within the course of professional practice and regulations. Medically unnecessary prescriptions are a cost ultimately borne by the taxpayers and consumers. Everything is a cost borne by the fucking taxpayers and consumers. Everything. The taxpayers pay for everything. Y'all just keep putting it on their back. But when these things happen, who's splitting up all this other government money? Not the taxpayers. Miss me with the bullshit. Medically unnecessary prescriptions are a cost ultimately borne by the taxpayers and consumers. As we continue to address the opioid crisis here in Virginia and across the nation, we are determined to ensure pharmacies and pharmacists operate within the law. Well, Walgreens wasn't doing that. Walgreens was selling dope. Your prescription's you're not done with your prescription shit? Don't worry, here. You ain't got the money? Don't worry, here. Do you even have a prescription? No, don't worry, here. We're going to get it on the back end. We're going to serve it up, and then we're going to get it on the back end. In addition to the monetary payments announced today, Walgreens has entered into agreements with DEA and HHS OIG to address its future obligations in dispensing controlled substances. Wow, you mean you get a second chance to sell dope again? With stronger, security? No shit. Shout out Raven. Well, snitches always encouraged. They're going to split that money. Not the people that got, addictions that, First of all, not that they should, because they was over there to buy dope anyway. But Walgreens was selling it to them. But again, that shit didn't go to helping nobody. It went to the people that shut that shit down. I guess salutes to them, right? They shut down, they snitched on a corporation. Maybe they should get paid. You know what I mean? They weren't in a criminal enterprise and then snitched. They was, they were workers. Shout out Dan Sosa.
You don't want no problems.
It's just a marker for editing. Shout out Dan Sosa. Hey, Papa, checking on the day off. Salutes to you. Appreciate you. Shout out William Cadell. I'm glad Walgreens got caught, but nobody ever says anything and does the right thing until they get mad at the company they work for. Right. I mean, how long did it take them to care that they were selling dope?
Did they realize one day, wait a minute, man, I think I'm liable for the dope that I'm selling here every day? Even though this guy just told me I don't need a prescription, I don't need this, I don't need that, I don't need the other. You know what I mean? So, who knows? Let's get it. All right. Motherfuckers checking in. Salutes. Hit the like button. They should be shut down for real. No, Walgreens get another shot at it. And we're not even going to take the dope away from you. We're going to leave you with the dope you had. Just do it right this time. What?
No mommy's wake.
How many of y'all knew that Walgreens was out here selling dope? Shout out Guillermo Park on the check-in. Salutes. And put in jail. You put in some of my higgers for the few years for the same shit. That's what I'm saying. Some dude locked up for selling a Zanny. Y'all did that shit from 2012 to 2023. You just settled for $350 million. Whatever $350 million equated to in 2012, that's what probably they should have paid. It's the same as dope on the street. Dog, it was a scam. It was dollar whoppers, you know what I'm saying, at a 24-hour Burger King, dog. Huh? Where every custody in that line headed? Shit, boy, I'll take my ass to Walgreens, boy. You got a script? I don't need no fucking script. What? Are you done with the last script? I don't need to be done with the last script. Don't worry, old girl over there hooks me up, man. Her name is Kimberly. You know what I'm saying? She hooks me up. She pushes it through the drawer and shit for me. They should get paid, but the money should also go towards rug programs. Nah, now they created a bunch of dope heads is what they did. Right? Or they didn't create them. They created more of a monster than what it was already. You know what I'm saying? I might have created some. Somebody got stuck on it on the first couple of pills and realized they could just get it whenever, and now their whole life is over. They was the plug for the streets. Walgreens. Well, I'm going to go tell my mother now. Now I know what all them trips to Walgreens drive-thru was about, huh? Fuck going on? You know what I mean? Wow, that's crazy. Pill game is crazy, bro. I didn't know that Walgreens was doing it like this, though. I knew there was some willy-nilly shit going on. Hit the like button if you have yet to do so. I knew there was some willy-nilly shit going on. I'm sure there was that's why I asked, is it their pharmacists just going rogue and making some side money? Or is this company protocol to do this a certain way? It was company protocol. Walgreens was selling dope from a corporate level. From a corporate level. Go on, let it go. Flood the streets. They was on some Nino Brown shit. Flood the streets. I am my brother's keeper. It's crazy. Walgreens and the DEA entered into a memorandum of agreement that requires the company to implement and maintain certain compliance measures for the next 7 years. So they got 7 years to do it the right way. They can go back to fucking up. Walgreens must maintain policies and procedures requiring pharmacists to confirm the validity of controlled substance prescriptions prior to dispensing controlled substances. Well, no shit. Huh? No shit.
Shit.
You should have been doing that in 2011, bro. Provide annual training to pharmacy employees regarding their legal obligations relating to controlled substances. Well, no shit.
Shit.
You should have been doing that shit. Verify that pharmacy staffing is sufficient to enable pharmacy employees to comply with those legal obligations. Well, no shit. And maintain a system for blocking prescriptions from prescribers whom Walgreens becomes aware are writing illegitimate controlled substance prescriptions. Well, no shit. Right? Walgreens was the man. Walgreens was selling dose. How many pills you think they sold? Individual pills sold during the years? Oh my gosh. There's probably not a number for it. It has. I mean, we only go up to trillions really when we're talking common sense. So what? It got to go past trillions, right? Got to go past trillions. They're pills. 2012 to 2023? What? We talking about suburbs, city. This Walgreens things is not a, the dope heads on my block. This is not a city type of thing. This is Karen in the condo building, Karen in the northwest suburbs, Karen in the Hollywood Hills. This affects trillions and trillions of pills. It had to be. Had to be. Walgreens has also entered into a 5-year corporate integrity agreement with the AHS, which further requires Walgreens to establish and maintain a compliance program that includes written policies and procedures, training, board oversight, and periodic reporting to AHS related to Walgreens dispensing of controlled substances. It just sounds like a bunch of circle jerk that they should have known years ago. Hit the like button if you have yet to do so. Pharmacies have an obligation to ensure that every prescription for highly addictive controlled substances is legitimate and issued responsibly in compliance with the Controlled Substances Act, said DEA Administrator Derek Maltz. They keep saying the same shit, all of them. When one of the nation's largest pharmaceutical fails at this obligation, they jeopardize the health and safety of their customers and place the American public in danger. Not in enough danger for you to have to hit them for more than $350 million. Not that much danger. The DEA remains committed to protecting all Americans from unscrupulous practices that prioritize profit over patient safety. I mean, not more than $350 million's worth. You got a number. Somebody could buy you out. We know the number. Pharmacies that neglect their legal duties and their critical role in delivering safe and appropriate medications to enrollees of federal healthcare programs and instead exploit these programs for market advantage, squander taxpayer dollars, and put patient safety at risk, said Acting Inspector General Juliette T. Hodgkins of the AHS. And our law enforcement partners will use every tool in our arsenal to prevent these outcomes. This settlement and corporate integrity agreement reflect AHS' commitment to ensuring compliance, correcting failures, and oversight, and protecting the foundation of federally funded healthcare. Sorry they sold dope, y'all. We're going to try to make it so that they don't sell no more dope, okay? We know that they're corporations. And we know if it was you selling the dope, you'd probably end up in an El Salvadorian prison. But we're Walgreens, right? And we're old money. And we've been getting money on this land for a long time. And we wanted to sell dope between the years of 2012 and 2023. So that's what we did. And when we got popped off, we said, okay, government, take this $350 million. And in 7 years, I get back to business. In the midst of the opioid crisis that has plagued our nation, we rely on pharmacies to prevent, not facilitate, the unlawful distribution of these potentially harmful substances, said Norbert E. Vint, Deputy Inspector General performing the duties of the Inspector General at OPMOIG. We applaud our investigative staff, law enforcement partners, and partners of the Department of Justice for their hard work and unwavering commitment to protect patients from harm. Walgreens.
Yo vivo tranquila con los pelos presos. Cállate, hipopuerta.
Or maybe not. But it's funny is that, you know what cops like to tell dope dealers when they pop them off? We're putting you out of business, buddy. Not these guys. Doors remain open. Pharmacy remains open. Shelves remain full. All right? But this reminded me of something. Let me see if I can find it quickly. I think I saw it on Instagram. I've seen it in a couple places. And it's pertinent to this. And I want to cap off this story with it. All right? Let's cap off the story with that. Where is the... Let me go here. See if I can find it here. Let me see. It was very recent. It's very recent. It was a conversation on the Joe Rogan show. If I don't see it here quickly. Don't. Okay. One sec. Yeah, there it is. I don't need the long version. Here we go. This is what I wanted. This is what I wanted. Let's see. Damn. Chat well. They was the plug for the streets. Facts. That's the way it works. You get a script after surgery, you get hooked. I've seen it happen. We've all seen it happen. It's happened to some of us. Every baby born in the U.S. is born with opiates in their system. Fuck. Millions.
Millions.
Walgreens acting like Kanye West. Jesus Christ, pure art. Fila speaks. When you gonna get my favorite twin rats back on the show so I can ask them some real questions? You coming in kind of hot right now. You gotta relax, okay? All right, we do things respectfully over here, whether you like it or not, and whoever whoever's on the show. All right, I know you're excited, but you relax, pay attention. You'll know. If you don't, you don't. But if you want to ask some real questions, I can set that up. But you gotta relax. Coming in hot. Most pharmacies been doing that since the 90s, putting T3s on the streets. Let me see here. Rich get rich, poor get poor, blah, blah, blah. All right, this guy talking about nothing. Walgreens will just break them off and resume to business. That's exactly what happened. Gave them $300 million, and then they made a deal to not. They can't sell the place. If they sell it, they got to give them another $50 million. They get a pass. All soccer moms, middle America, stay-at-home moms, and working women love prescription pills. Black women too. Who else? That's it? Nobody else? Is a pillhead? It's a lot of pillheads. All about money, yep, but corruption only happens in South America. Definitely not here. You think the Piggly Wiggly selling dope? I would understand if that happened for 6 months and it went over someone's head and missed it. But for years, yeah, because it was a corporate mandate. It wasn't employees doing bad shit. Hit the like button if you have yet to do so. It was a corporate mandate. Hey, just do it. So who? Nobody going to jail for that? Nobody serves time? None of the board at Walgreens? What are we talking about here? What do you think oxycodone is just a legal way of selling? Yeah, if you selling H, but in pill form. I mean, Adderall is Procaine, all the same shit. Shout out, think like, there you go, Fila. Ask all the questions you want. He's right there. He loves his fans. Think like Kingpin, bro. I'm right here, and I love my fans. It happened to my mother. She got hooked on prescription pills back in the 80s after an injury. Blessings to everyone in the chat. Salute Fila speaks. Nothing but respect. I'm relaxed. All right, cool. Well, there you go. Think like a Kingpin's right there. Call him all the rats you want to call him. Ask him all the shit you want to ask him. And if he feels like answering you, he will. All right? They should get prison time. Somebody should get prison. They call us the evil one. Somebody should go to jail for this. From 2012 to 2023, you selling dope out of the Walgreens? Who's not going to jail for this? It's crazy. Me? If you sell a nickel bag in the park, I want in. That's the government on the phone right there. When it comes to me. When it comes to Walgreens, they're like, just run that 300. And we let this shit slide for the 75. You know what I mean? They ain't give a fuck. The like button. But nobody gonna go to jail. Nobody gonna go to jail. But that made me think of this. Check this video out. You ready?
There's a medical necessity doctor's notes for food and exercise. We realized something that nobody in the healthcare system knows. Casey didn't learn this in Stanford.
I never, ever learned in medical school or residency that I could write a prescription for food or exercise. It's totally legal. And if you do that, it can be covered by, you can use tax advantage dollars tax-free. Never learned that in 9 years.
So you mean you could use tax dollars to give people gym memberships?
Yes. That is right now legal. I never learned that. It's called a letter of medical necessary. So
our company TrueMed this year will do 500,000 gym membership recommendations from providers. We initially got a lot of questions from the industry because they've never heard these letters of medical necessity. We've walked in the law. As much as Pfizer has tried when I worked for Pfizer, The definition of medicine in the IRS tax code is not a synthetic pill made by a large pharmaceutical industry. The definition of medicine is something that's recommended by a medical practitioner for the prevention, reversal, cure, or mitigation of a condition.
AKA, they could have been prescribing gym memberships. They could have been prescribing therapy. They could have been prescribing food. Nah, take these little white bars. Take these little white circles. Take these little white squares. Don't play it again.
Letters of medical necessity, doctor's notes for food and exercise. We realized something that nobody in the healthcare system knows. Nobody, Casey didn't learn this in Stanford.
never, ever.
They didn't sign up 1 million people for a gym membership prescription. Dope, 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 dope. They put the dope everywhere. They put the dope everywhere. You know what I mean? It was open season. Walgreens got away with it though, man. Corporate dope slanging, literalmente. Literally. Corporate dope slanging for over 12 years. What?
Learned in medical school or residency that I could write a prescription for food or exercise. It's totally legal. And if you do that, it can be covered by, you can use tax advantage dollars tax free.
So
Never learned that in 9 years.
So you mean you could use tax dollars to give people gym memberships?
Yes. Yes.
That is right now legal. I never learned that. It's called a letter of medical necessary. So
our company TrueMed has this year will do 500,000 gym membership recommendations from providers. We initially got a lot of questions from the industry because they've never heard these letters of medical necessity. We've walked in the law. As much as Pfizer has tried when I worked for Pfizer, the definition of medicine in the IRS tax code is not a synthetic pill made by a large pharmaceutical industry. The definition of medicine is something that's recommended by a medical practitioner for the prevention, reversal, cure, or mitigation of a condition.
It's all a scam, people. You've been had. You've been had, right? They want to put everything under the name Bartel or Cartel. Shit. You've been had. Walgreens. The Cartel. The corporate faction of the Cartel. That's it. You want to get strung out? Walgreens. That's what it is. That's where all the Doge money go to. Getting the country healthy. Did they ban the dyes yesterday? There's a pill addiction in every race, every class. Yeah, like that. I was looking at it like, that's it? Every country. The thing is, a person has to have it to function, just like dog food. Think like a kingpin. You training the King County and you know they don't like you. That's sucker shit. You know my crew. Harrison Courts, Harrison in California. Traveling Vice Lords. Damn, you got a lot to say, huh, Fila? That shit's funny though. Then they'd be like, how did they know all that information? You gave it, motherfucker. People be tripping me out, boy. The internet is a wild, wild fucking place. Velez said, but that won't get corporations' pockets fatter, so just give them the pills so they don't feel pain and don't get hungry. That's it. Shit definitely hit home, bro. I lost my right hand man, Dev, my best friend, over some pill shit. We was both 16 when this shit happened. One bitch got the block hooked on them pills since them what is it? T3 partners, I3 partners? Yeah, man, it's a real situation. Now, did that time fall in between them years? Because guess what? Walgreens. All right? Walgreens. That's what happens when you have illegal rug dealers. The government won't put you in jail. They ain't going straight to jail. They ain't going straight to jail. Pharmacy reps come and bring lunch so they can talk to doctors. Pharmacy reps come and bring lunch so they can talk to doctors. Oh, they smoozing them. It's a hustler. It's a hustler dynamic right there. It's a middleman. It's a, it's a distributor. It's, Damien, I don't know who that is, so I don't know what you're talking about right now. You just come in, yelling out shit. You could have left Mexico or became Chapo. You snitched on 100 Americans, some of my crew. But what'd you do about it, though? 3 of my niggas unalive from pills. 5 now are junkies. Fuck them pills. And pills are crazy, though. If you were so scared, why didn't you take Chapo out? Y'all didn't have to snitch. Oh, my goodness. I think you should watch this. I think you need to watch all of my videos, and I know you have been watching them, but with a bit of more of an open mind. Maybe you'll understand those questions you're asking a little bit better. But that's just me. Who the fuck am I? I wasn't. That was it. My point was those communities too. Oh, okay. All right. Well, you said what you got to say. He'll respond if you feel like it. All right. But
healthcare.
I mean, people act like they the only snitches in the world and shit. Like, there's plenty of snitches in the world, bro. Some of your closest homies, you don't even know it. You don't even know it. All right, man. Let me get to damn, Walgreens sold all the dope. It was between those years, no? 298 that you lost your homeboy. Between 2012 and 2023, I would assume. You know what I'm saying? I know Harrison Courts and all of my guys told, but I'm only responsible for my own decisions. Walgreens was selling dope. The clinic I used to work at required they bring enough to feed the whole clinic. Right, if you're gonna come schmooze us, you gotta feed everybody. Don't come over here with food for the doctor. But it's a hustle. It's a loophole. It's it's drug dealing. It's no different. You weren't giving that shit to people that needed it. You was giving it to people abusing it. You knew you were doing that. You were giving it to them on credit. You was hoping to catch some, subsidies over here, a couple dollars over there, but that, all it did was get attention. And guess what?
Now you see now, you done fucked up, you know that, don't you?
Right. Let's see. I know you know about Harrison Courts. Can't believe you told SMS Shy going sugar shit. See, don't start talking shit to me. You talking to him. I just think that you're not coming in with an open mind. Now, once you start bringing me into it, then it's fuck you. So please watch your mouth. Shy ain't sugar and shit. They snitched. Flores twins snitched. They snitched. They snitched. They snitched. What else? Anything else you want me to say? What? Huh? They the only snitches you ever heard of? You know anybody else that was in their position? That's my question for you. So watch your fucking mouth with me, dog. Fuck you talking to? I've been very respectful to you, so don't come over here with your bullshit. I don't give a fuck who you are, where you from, none of that shit. Can't believe you told, shake my head, Shy gon' sugarcoat shit. I'm not. You owe. You don't have to tell. Who he owe? Go do something then. Fuck. I don't mind being caught scared. I was also called the boss. Why y'all didn't just take Chapo out? I was trying to say I was on pills in years. That's right, 298. I was on pills for years. Worst thing ever. Been clean for over 10 years. Salute to you, Raven. No, it happens. I've seen people, end up in an accident and doctors prescribed them something and now they stuck. Right? But you think they got to put in some work to get that high, right? They don't just got a prescription, right? No, but they do. And guess where they go? Your neighborhood Walgreens. Now, on the ad and shit. We got some dope for you right here tonight. Shit's crazy. You know what I mean? Shit's funny. But anyways. Shy gon' sugarcoat shit. The reason that the twins come here is because Shy don't sugarcoat shit. Shy say how he feel. Watch your fucking mouth. And that be the problem. See, you trolls don't separate from each other in my mind because you say the same shit. You have the same argument. My thing is, just come in with a more of an open mind and pay attention. Right? We've had these conversations. We've been here 2-3 years. You brand new. We don't know what the fuck you talking about. All right. Damn, Fila said he was big. You was bigger though, Fila? Guillermo Park, I think he said he was bigger. But that's crazy. All right, well, speaking of the Flores twins, now that we know Walgreens was selling out of dope, don't tell me to chill either, dog. I say what I want. Yeah, you said I sugarcoat shit, and I just said I didn't. I said it however I wanted to say it. If you call that me getting upset, then you call that me getting upset. I fucks with you. You be in the comments, all that shit. That's cool. But I ain't gonna kiss your ass over it and let you sit here and say that I sugarcoat shit. So if I felt like fucking, you can say what you want, but I can't respond to it. Relax. You relax. How about that? You chill, dog. How about that? No? Or I'm the only one that gotta chill because you said so. Fuck are we talking about here? You'll learn how it works around here. We fuck with you right now, Fila. You'll learn. Others have learned. They chilled the fuck out. Let me get him. No, 298. He hasn't pulled a.
Put him in the fucking bedroom.
Yeah, he's still good on that front. JP would have I'd have had to apologize for JP already. JP would have motherfucking put him in there. Already, he'd walked in on that. Put him in the But no, we good. Just the fuck. People think they could say what they want about me and to me, and then when I say something, chill, dog. No, nigga, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? The fuck? All right. Let's get to let's see. I'm not trolling or arguing. Twin knows exactly what I'm talking about. We all know what you're talking about. Everybody know what you're talking about. You said it out loud. He talking to you. Y'all answer each other. We're gonna go to this the Mobspot.
I just found an amazing digital marketing.
I don't know whose channel this is.
So here we are. A lot of people speculating.
I don't know if it's
a lot of comments. And YouTube, obviously we watch YouTube.
Here, can I have a shot at that question too? What's your name? What's your face? Fila? Why didn't they smoke El Chapo? Same reason they didn't smoke Saul, bro. They had every reason to. Same reason they didn't smoke a lot of motherfuckers and they had reasons to. That wasn't their thing. That should just be too much. That's too much science for some of y'all sometimes. Just not their thing, though. All right. But that's just my shot at it.
Basically, we're past.
The Mobspot. Hit the like button on this right here. We'll sub up. Episode 24. In a dimly lit room, two former high-level operatives from starkly different criminal worlds sat across from each other. Margarito Flores, once a trusted distributor from the Sinaloa underworld, and Rene Boxer Enriquez, a former shot caller for the Mexican Mafia. Though their paths never crossed on the streets, their lives had been shaped by the same brutal underworld of violence, power, and profit. It's not a long video, but let's get it. We're here for a good time, not a long time. Because they're not fighters, they're businessmen, Boxer Enriquez and Mundo Mendoza. So that's their channel, right? Mospa belongs to Boxer Enriquez and Mundo, former Mexican Mafia members. Okay. Salute Nando on the check-in. Let's get it.
Can you introduce yourself to the viewers?
Yes, my name is Margarito Flores. Me and my twin brother ran one of the biggest drug trafficking organizations in the country. We worked directly with the heads of the Sinaloa Cartel, including Chapo Guzman, Mayo Zambada, and Arturo Beltran Leiva.
Many folks don't realize you're actually from Chicago's little village. Could you share a little bit about what brought your family to Chicago?
Yes, born and raised in Chicago, southwest side, little village. I believe what brought my family to Chicago was what brought many Mexican immigrants in the 70s was jobs, manufacturing jobs at the time. I think early on in those days, they needed work, and California is known for their farms, and I think Chicago was more known for their factories, and they manufactured a lot of products, and there's a lot of jobs. So I think a lot of Mexican immigrants made their way to Chicago in search for the American dream.
What were your earliest ambitions?
No, this is a Q&A.
Well, I think my ambitions were passed down on me from my father. I think was to have money, not to be poor. It was more of a negative, not something I wanted. It was something I didn't want to live through, and that was to be poor.
Let's get in here real quick.
You don't want no problems.
I'm talking real. I ain't said nothing disrespectful. I ain't say you did. I mean, sugar and shit. I'm disappointed at the excuse. They didn't have to tell, but it's cool. You ask the question, that's the problem. You ask a question, you get an answer. This is not just you. This is everybody that comes in hot like this. You ask the question, you get the answer. The answer it's not good enough for you. But it might be the answer. You know what I mean? It might be the answer. They're in the same danger for telling, if not more. In my opinion, there was 3 choices for them. Right? Everything gets smoked. They do what you say they should have done, or they do what they did. Those were the 3 things that they had to. You tell me another way. That's not true. The twins got here because one told the other that Shot was talking shit, and they got in a relationship from there. Oh, that Shy was talking shit, and then they got in a relationship from there. Exactly, Raven. I ain't sugarcoating shit. People just don't like when I ask the same question. People come in here and they be like, "Oh, right." I'll be like, "Babe, but all kind of other motherfuckers ratted. They all rat that's a tool in the cartel world. But they get mad at me. Be mad. Fuck. Boxer Enriquez smart as fuck. We should watch some of his debriefings. Do sound like a college professor. We could do that one day. Man of business. That's mom for me. Salutes.
Were you a good student growing up?
That's a great question. Comparing myself, I would rather compare myself to the smartest kids in school, so I would say I wasn't. But I didn't have many opportunities to actually be in school as I should have, due to my father's drug trafficking. So he would put us out of school a lot. But for the most part, I think we're quick learners, fast learners, and we did pretty good.
What particular skill set did you possess that made you ultimately a successful drug dealer?
Common sense, I want to say. I think common sense to me of understanding what was my motive to actually enter in the drug trade. To me, it was always about the business part of it.
Huh.
And
how ironic. It was the business part.
I think also being a natural leader, and not falling into the trap of being a follower and caring what people actually said. So I wasn't into peer pressure at all. Even at my size, I think that early on I learned that I could be myself. I didn't have to act like someone I wasn't, and I was still accepted.
Shout out Fila Speaks for the $5 super chat. That's it. They should have smoked Chapo. Okay. Then what? Let me ask you, do you think anybody would have ratted on them at some point had they done that? When they did turn in Chapo, one of the big boys, he talked too. He get the same vitriol. Oh, he don't be on this channel, so nobody comes and complains about him over here. But yeah, it is what it is. That's your opinion. They should have. They didn't. They didn't smoke Chapo. That's your opinion. And none of us can turn back time. But I wonder what that would have looked like. I wonder what that would have looked like. Boom, hit that. Wow. Done deal. Salutes.
The world of drug dealing is actually quite small. Did you know most of the other high-level players within the drug trade?
Yes, I knew all the important ones, I would say. The important ones, I think for many people, they believe that the cartel's large, but most of the people you see on these social media or on the news are probably just people that they're not even considered to be important. They're more of a, I guess, people that they could, be disposable. But in reality,
what I call them, y'all, paper plates. There's no lack of disposable soldiers for the cartels, for the Bartels. No lack of disposable soldier, paper plates.
You don't want no problems.
Bro, for you to think I care about what you think says a lot. Gave my reason, and that's that. But if you see what's going on in Mexico, you should understand. I didn't want to be Chapo or Tony Montana. I just wanted to be Ace. Ace from Paidful. Never gave a reason why you didn't unalive Chapo. I'm giving you new ideas. You still not living normal life. You still live in fear, so I'm right. Okay, you're right, I guess.
Most Mexican drug cartels are ran by maybe, a select few.
What was your biggest expense?
My freedom. My biggest expense definitely was my freedom. Is all the sacrifice and I had to do to actually gain it.
You began and ascended buying drugs from El Chapo. At what point did you show up on his radar and share how you began working with him?
I think that's a misconception that I started working directly with him. I began drug trafficking at the age of 17. And I dealt with many drug distributors from the Sinaloa cartel, from the Juarez cartel, and the Gulf cartel. Before I met Chapo Guzman, my brother's organization was already selling ton quantities of cocaine in Chicago and elsewhere. Eventually, I started working directly with Chapo Guzman and Mayo Zambada, collectively.
Explore hand-picked hotels through the edit and unlock upgraded stays with Chase Sapphire Reserve.
Building your online business? Go to Wix.com and...
Do you believe that cartel violence has spilled into and affected the United States?
It's possible, but I don't believe it's affected the United States. I believe that drug cartel wars are fought in Mexico. From all of my experience, that invisible line is not to be crossed. I think some of the violence that's happening across the United States has a lot to do with maybe the demand for drugs or drug use, or the problem that the United States has faced with for 20, 30 years is the gang problem. I come from a city of Chicago where they don't kill each other over money or drugs, they kill each other over gangs. That's the culture. I've yet to see a gang member who benefits off of drug trafficking. All the gang members I've come across are broke, are drug users. And I think that's the problem. The demand, the drug use in the United States and in different parts of the world. I see it, being an issue in Canada. The drug use is increasing, and so is the violence there. I think we take a look at Canada and what's going on in the last 20 years, and it gives you a good example of what's happening in the United States.
What are the differences between the United States and Mexico drug markets?
Well, for the most part, there isn't a drug market in Mexico. Mexico primary dealing with drugs is going to be distribute them in the United States. It's a business to them. In America and elsewhere, it's the use of drugs. So I think it's a completely different business there.
Most cartel members are prosecuted by the U.S. and end up in federal prisons within the U.S. Does this imply that the Mexican mafia will always have a low relationship with cartel members that are incarcerated?
A relationship. I do believe that one thing that Mexican drug trafficking organization or cartel members know, that once they enter that prison in the United States, they understand the difference between the American justice system and the Mexican justice system, that they will be punished here. I don't believe that a high-ranking drug cartel member comes to the United States to go to prison to continue committing crime. I don't believe that. There's no need for it. Now, would they have a relationship? I think of a relationship of extortion, maybe. What you see that happens a lot with prison gangs and drug trafficking organizations or Mexican drug cartel leaders who come to prison. You see that a lot. They have no, power in the prison system, and most gangs in the prison systems are, prey on those people who have, money or have some type of resource.
Has the deportation of gang members from the U.S. into Mexico had any effect on the cartel?
Now, we've seen that that's heated up lately, and they've been sending them quicker. We got to take a look and see if that Leobaldo guy was shipped here. But we see that those extraditions in and out are happening quicker lately. We know that for a fact.
I can't say. I don't have enough information to say, but as an example, I would say that, the United States doesn't speak about what they export, and they export gangs. You could see that what happened in El Salvador. El Salvador didn't have gangs. All those gangs are American-made. So I think that we could pick and choose, what sounds good, but it's the culture. That, the American gangs, right, comes back to the Al Capone and the Italian Mafia. These organizations get exported to other countries, and countries like Mexico, but I don't know what type of impact it had on Mexico, because for the most part, in the days, I was growing up in that environment, gang members were not accepted. That started happening later on. Then, with our Argentino Felix organization, but then it was because of that, it wasn't something that was accepted by other cartels into the Zetas. So I'm not sure what type of effect it's having, but it does do something for the culture, maybe for the younger kids, especially with the drug use. I know it's increasing in Mexico. So.
Did the past agreement between Bet Marquez and David Barron with the Adriano Felix organization to kill Chapo Guzman affect how the Mexican Mafia members are viewed between Bet Marquez and David Barron with the Adriano Felix organization to kill Chapo Guzman affect how the Mexican Mafia members are viewed by most major cartel members?
I believe that for the most part, it did affect the way the Sinaloa cartel and the Juarez cartel, or even what's considered the Jalisco Nueva Generación cartel. It left this imprint of basically hired guns and maybe a dislike, because they viewed them as individuals who had no type of respect or maybe just morals in a way. So I think that, early on in my involvement, they were not accepted. A lot of American gang members were not accepted. to be a part of the organization unless they were family members or something like that. But they did not behave in a way that those members, that were involved with the Ariana Felix organization behaved, for sure.
Do leaders of the cartels violate the rules?
What rules? Fucking rules are we talking? That's the problem. Y'all think there's rules. No fucking rules. The rule is, I'm going to utilize you and your resources till I'm done using you and your resources, and then I might have to tie you to a tree. That's it.
Yes, just to do. I think it's been the law of the land for many years. For every organization, leaders will make up and break the rules as they please.
Shout out Fila Speaks for the $5 super chat. I didn't mean to come in hot. I'm just passionate about this topic because I was outside when they was doing their thing. I'm just lucky I didn't know them. You're fucking right, you are. I'd be appreciative of that. I simply ask you, and I'll get to that in a second. I don't know if you know my history and with this situation and this channel and all of that, and I explained to you, a little bit. Fernando touched on it. Let's see.
It's not a committee. It's one individual who is going to decide what's best for him, and he could wake up one day and decide on something, and those will be the rules of the land.
Is cooperating with law enforcement a violation of one of the rules for the cartel members?
Cooperation and cooperating with authorities is one of the biggest violations of the rules, just as in any criminal organization, unless it's being done by them or their family members. These are rules.
I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. And that's the truth. That's the truth. Your beloved jefecitos, the Chapo, the Mayo, right? All of these guys had meetings with their sons and gave them the green light to cooperate. Okay? Guess what? They don't give a fuck if you were outside. Chapo, Mayo, none of that shit. They don't care. They gave their sons the green light to talk, and nobody wants to talk about that. Everybody wants to defend them and how stand-up they were. And everybody wants to talk about the twins' father and how stand-up he was. I'd argue he wasn't so stand-up. Shout out Upper Echelon for the $20 super chat. God bless everyone. Real hustlers, real businessmen. Salutes. All right. Was that not you under the Think Like a Kingpin account? Was that P? Maybe it was P. I don't know who it was over there. But salutes. Let's see. So now let me get back to some of the. Hold on. Let's finish this real quick.
They're able to break, bend, and make up as they please.
But I knew that shit was coming. I knew that unless. I knew that shit was coming.
Exactly what you see is going on. It's something that I saw, that I was aware of for many years, of them using, other cartel members or top lieutenants as pawns, to work out deals with the government.
To work out deals with the government. Pawns to work out deals with the government. All right? Yeah. Again, from my understanding, Jay said that this is part of a larger discussion that'll probably be dropped on that channel in the future. He mentioned that at the members only live. So boom. So let me go back a little bit here. It's funny. I saw some funny shit up here. Let's go here. We saw that. We saw that. So I'm right. So snitch on everybody. It don't work like that. You man up like your father taught you, and you unalive Chapo. I don't know if his father taught him to man up. The only way twins could have done anything to Chapo would have been a pig size with a jefe that jefe's Arturo, in my opinion. But they live in Higa. I love this idea. This might be the disclaimer for the future. Shout out Fernando, our legal consultant. Shout out to our legal consultant, Fernando. We should just have a post for all newcomers. The twins don't care what anyone says or feels about them cooperating. Everyone cooperates. And finally, Shy has always called it as it is. And that's just been what it's been. And Fila, that's what brought you here. That's what brought the twins here. That's what brought their families here. Was because when I started reacting to their podcast, I was pointing out all of the things that I thought were ridiculous, all of the things that I thought were mistakes out of pockets. When they came along and talked to me, some of those things were explained. Some of those things I had new information on and was able to make an adjustment in my thought on them. Some of those things, they didn't change my mind with their reasoning at all. But that's why they fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? See, now you guys move the goalposts over and over and over. So that's my history and how they ended up here. That's why Raven said what she said. Raven said, nah, Shy was on their ass and they came here. That's not true. Twins got here because one told the other that Shy was talking shit and they got in a relationship from there. You know what I mean? But here's the problem. Y'all be moving the goalposts. Y'all be saying something, and then we answer that, and then y'all move the goalposts. I just said that Chapo and them had meetings with it, and now you're like, oh, but we didn't know Chapo and them, and blah, blah, blah. Come on, man, stop it. Crazy. Is the story about Margarito Flores Sr. true? What story? There's plenty of stories, but to think that everybody knows everything is ridiculous to me. Yeah, you know a story. That's all y'all know, a story. But anyways, let me get back to the chat, and I'll get to that. Let me see. Everyone chases power and women and what other dudes think. A.K.A. Lil Meech, that spotlight, Lil Meech, that spotlight, not us. For y'all to be such great businessmen and go out like this just pisses me off. Y'all didn't just snitch on Chapo, y'all snitched on all y'all workers too. All because you're scared of Chapo. And I need you to understand something. I'm not sure that you understand nuance. That there's fear of Chapo is one factor. That's just one thing. You think they made these decisions over one thing? I don't know, dog. I usually give them the credit and say, man, this isn't a situation where there's two guys that rob a liquor store and one snitches on the other for time. These are some guys that was in a position where there was a split up faction and one told the other, you don't work with us, we smoke you. And the other said, you don't work with us, we smoke you. And the twins say, nah, don't use that no excuse like that for us. We did this because we chose to do this for our family because we wanted out. Because we saw that there was no way out except for what we're seeing today in the war. That is facts. That's what they've been saying. Right? But we keep moving the goalposts. All right? We keep moving the goalposts. Let's see. PR said out thin ice. They've been out thin ice from the first bricks they sold. Yeah, that's nothing new. Tapping in from NY. Salute Super Big Exotic 420. Appreciate you, sir. He said thin ice, bro. We good. Shout out Upper Echelon. You done, bro? Keep your Pocho comments to yourself. You're going to have to say it. He's crazy, HG. I appreciate you tuning into my interview, which I explained on members only. Salutes. They're in Witsec. They good, twin. I respect you guys because you put a Chomo in jail that could have been my daughter, Chapo or Maya. I would have had to done it too. Checkmate. Chapo's sons don't know us. Yeah, that's a cop out right there, Fila. That's the weakest response you've come with, and you come with some pretty weak ones today. You know what I'm saying? All right, Chapo's sons don't know us. Come on, man. So it's okay for them because they don't. Come on, man, stop. It's okay for them now. It's disingenuous, and it's not just you. It's disingenuous with everybody that comes in here with that argument, and they all look at me like I'm crazy. I'm just bringing the twins care. Y'all wouldn't understand. They from the town. Y'all wouldn't understand. Who the fuck is y'all? And who the fuck are you? Y'all wouldn't understand. I understand, clearly. I understand a little bit more than you, clearly. The twins are likable, but they owe. So make them pay. That's why I'm asking, but it didn't get them out. I don't know what you're talking about, bro. Now your shit's falling apart. It's only one story. It's all falling apart now. Alright. Pure art, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm gonna be the pure art hunter, and I'm gonna put you in the
Put
fucking
him in a fucking bench, you might.
Because pure art, you're gonna learn to make your jokes and shit, but you're gonna learn to stop putting my name at it, and the joke be at my expense. You're gonna learn. I'm gonna teach you. I'm gonna be the border patrol right here. And I'm gonna take your white ass and put you up in the fucking bathroom.
Put him in a fucking bench, you might.
And you're gonna be sniffing shit for the next fucking 4 or 5 live streams, right? Salute HG. I'm gonna wrench HG so she could clap you in your shit. I know Jonathan want a shot at you, but you're gonna learn how to keep my name out of it. All right. But yeah, Fila, it's a nuanced situation. I don't know that it's a conversation that you're ready to have. You've had your ideas that you've been dying to get out forever. You got them out, but they just ain't holding weight. When I bring up the sons, you say, "Oh, but we didn't know them." You're moving the goalpost, Papa. You're picking and choosing, and that's what we argue against here: picking and choosing. Picking and choosing. I used to try to hold everybody to the standard. Can't do it. Why? Because everybody talking. It's just you don't know the facts. Some people talk, and there's proof that they talk, and their constituents and their people sit there and be like, nah, no, they're not. Well, it's like you're picking and choosing. So why should I care if everybody's picking and choosing? The only story of the father is how he died. Is that true? I want to be respectful with this topic. The only story about the father is how he died. That's one part of his life. That's the end of his life, is my point. And everybody comes here and vouches for the father. Right? What was he doing on the other side? What was he doing in Mexico? He had another family. He had another family. He had shit to do. He chose to go there. That was his choice. If you call that stand up, that's cool. That's cool. He could have probably stood there from the beginning. Again, I want to attack it respectfully too. But you put weight into the way the man's life ended. Do you give props to the father that was teaching his sons to be rug dealers at 7 years old? Do you condone that part? Does that make him stand up too? I don't want to, see, that's why I don't like when you guys bring up the father. You guys bring up the father and it's disingenuous. Same way when they bring up Kay. Same way Mika Trevino brought up that little girl, this little girl in an article and used her for his propaganda. You guys don't care about the father. You guys don't care about Kay. You guys don't care about that little girl. You care about your position. You care about your opinion. You know what I'm saying? So y'all just whip that shit around. I don't want to disparage the man either. But when he took a 12-year-old wife, was he being a stand-up guy? I don't want to disparage you. Putting me in a position to disparage people that help my channel's father right now. But this is you and you trolls. You guys use it, and you don't think you're trolls. But if you're not sitting here having, you don't have to agree with me. You just got to be open to the conversation. You taking one thing. Excellent point, Shah. They're taking one aspect as righteousness, but nothing else from before. Nothing. And they do it all the time, which lets me know y'all don't give a good goddamn about his father. If there was somebody else or something else that you could leverage to shit on the people that you chose to shit on, not the other ones that are snitches too. I just don't understand it. I think I'm deflecting. That's something that a person with a very small mind state would say. You don't understand nuance. You can't have a conversation. You call it deflecting. I think you saying that I'm deflecting is you deflecting, because this is too much conversation. You can't comprehend this shit. You can't put it together. Was it true or not? Yes. Why did he go to Mexico though? Did you know that he got snatched up other times in Mexico for his other problems? Snatched up with one of his shorties? Did you know that? He went back to Mexico. Yeah, he made a choice. He went back to Mexico. That's a stand-up thing. Cool, stand up. He stood up and got knocked down. That's what you're giving him. Cool. You call that deflecting? I think now I'm wasting time conversing with you. I appreciate your donos. I appreciate you commenting. I appreciate you watching. I hope you're hitting the like button. But I can't have a conversation with somebody that takes all the words that I just said and considers it deflecting. When I put together a real thought for you, but you bringing up non-factors. You're bringing up non-factors. The daddy, non-factor. See how that works? Come on, man. We're not here to judge the father. We're not? You're judging them based on the father. I can't judge the father? Stop. I can't judge. When y'all are making him an angel, I can't tell you what he is? You phony. Simple yes or no. Who the fuck are you talking to? Do you know what the bathroom is around here?
Put him in a fucking bedroom.
Don't nobody put him in the bathroom yet. But do you know what that means around here? When people say stupid shit like that, never tell me to give you a simple yes or no answer. If you want to be able to tell people to give simple yes or no answers, you can start a channel, Papa, and do that shit yourself. You know what I mean? It's a simple question. We answered your stupid fucking questions. You keep moving the goalposts. Fuck your questions. All right? The only story about the father is how he died. Is that true? Yeah, he went to Mexico and got smoked. Yeah. I want to be respectful with this topic. Fila, please, you're a typical nut hugger. All right, hold on. All right, we got to play the sound effects if we're going to do that. Shit. They want to be buddy and shit. Fuck out of here. Listen, bruh, you can have your opinion, but you the type of person, there's no talking to you. I've already read you. I see what you are. I don't see a stand-up father. You super dumb white boy talking out your ass. I asked, was it true or not? Simple yes or no. Watch your fucking mouth. Come in here telling me simple. There's no simple yes or no's around here. The fuck are you talking to? I answered the question 5 times, bro. Did you not hear the fucking answer? Yeah, he went to Mexico. He got smoked. So what? So what? This is called sugarcoating. Just answer the question. Fuck you. How about that? Who are you talking to? We've answered your question 12 times. You've gotten enough attention out of us, dog. You think you could pay for attention, but that's it. That's what the question is. Are you fucking stupid, though? Did we not answer the question? The question was about his father going back. What did his father do? Is that the real story? His father went back and got smoked? Yeah. That's the real story. Are you fucking stupid? We just answered you 12 times. Are you stupid, Fila? We just answered you 12 times. And we also told you that it's a non-factor. Just like you said, it's a non-factor. You sugarcoating shit. Oh, we don't know Chapo's sons. Shut the fuck up. Sugarcoating. What a dork. I can't stand talking to dumb motherfuckers. You know why? Because dumb motherfuckers don't know they're dumb. And that shit is a disappointment. You know? I answered you 12 times. You sitting here talking about yes and no answers. Who the fuck you think you talking to? Go start a channel. Hey, bro, just at work checking in quick while I wait around. Salute, bunghole. Appreciate you, sir. Sounds like someone needs a bathroom. Dude dying to go in the fucking bathroom. Yeah, and stop coming over here begging for fucking... And he's been watching. Stop coming over here begging for fucking answers. Go get all the answers in the videos. We answered all the dumbass questions over the last 3 years. You just the newest motherfucker with dumb questions. People can literally go back to videos from before the twins joining Shy. And many others held a strict view on the twins, but our views changed, as views should change when you have info. Fuck out of here. I stand alone. Too much emotion. You the emotional one. We answer your question. You mad. You crying. Well, answer the question. Simple yes or no. You don't run shit here. He has selective hearing. We answered your question 12 times. You don't run shit here. Who the fuck are you to tell somebody, say something yes or no answer or whatever? Who the fuck are you? We answered you, ho. We answered you. See, this is right here. You can't talk to these people. They're willing to lie. They're willing to boldly in your face pretend you didn't answer their question and cry like hoes about fucking... Show me I'm acting like a lady. Fila, you in the town? I'm easy to find. Show me I'm acting like a lady. Huh? Show me. Show me. Damn, Raven clapped the motherfucker. How much time did you give him, Raven? Raven wasn't waiting. Yo, Fila, I thought you was going to come in here and be smarter than that. You came in here talking like a hoe. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. You upset you can't control the narrative. Oh, what a dork. You're upset that we're not all at your level. You want to come in here and people to be at your ignorant ass level, and that just ain't it. Watch your fucking mouth and who you talk to. Yeah, pay some more. Now you clap. Now if you want to talk, you gotta hit that link right there at the top of the chat and do that. I didn't ask you about why he meant to ask was he killed, pussy. Your father's a pussy. You know your father? Do you know he's pussy? Huh? Everybody knows your mom's pussy, but do you know your pussy father? Huh? Do you? He does need his own channel. See, this just lets you know that money don't make me biased. You could donate here and I'll still tell you to go fuck yourself and tell you what your mother's pussy's like. Haven't defended nobody or changed any narrative. Nothing, but he just nut hugging hard. Look at him. He's crying like a bitch. Feel like you's a hoe. Wherever you at, wherever you from, you's a hoe. You an entire hoe. What a dork. That's crazy. You answer the hoe's question, the hoe keep crying. Fuck. It's like a woman never happy. God damn. Now I'm dating them. What a dork. He's frantically. You've been thumbing all week, bro. You've been in the comments all week. Saying nonsense. Swallowing Chapo all day long. You know? I understand you're new, but we can go back and answer the same. We can't go back and answer the same questions, especially when someone pops off randomly and accuses Shy of views. Just go back and see the videos. He did. This is one of those people that you could give them all the evidence. It is not enough. Never enough evidence for a fool. You could explain to them in massive detail what you're talking about, and this dumb motherfucker won't get it. You want to start defending the father when that was not the question I asked. Clown shit. Anybody in there, did I defend the father or did I just shit on the father? This is how stupid this guy is. This is how dumb this guy is. This is why you can't give everybody your time. Chat, answer. Did I defend the father or did I shit on the father? Which I didn't want to do. You know what I mean? But did I? Respecting my dad. If it's my dad, you shit it. I shit it. Not in the ears of Fila, the Fila boy. Fila boy seems to think I was defending the father. This is why you can't spend your time arguing with people. They don't even know what side of the argument they're on. PR, see how you be sounding sometimes? See, that's it. That 298, he sound like that's right. I was shitting. I shitted. Shit. But this guy's sitting here saying, you want to start defending the father when that just lets me know you're not intelligent enough. You don't got the smarts, bro. You don't even know what side of the argument you on. Fuck you arguing with me for? Talking about I defended the father. No, I just say you don't give a fuck about him. But you want to blow him and talk about how stand up he is. But everybody's butthurt but you. You the one that started telling people to chill. You the one that started telling people, give yes or no answers. Who the fuck are you, bro? You a no face, no name guy with you don't even got your own name. You got an old sneaker on your shit, man. Fila. Fuck. That's goofiness. Fila should stop speaking. So Fila should do. All right. Oh, he's in the bathroom? Raven put him in the bathroom. Well, welcome to the bathroom. That just lets you know money don't keep you from the bathroom.
Put him in the fucking bathroom.
I appreciate your donations, though. But there's no level of donation that allow me to be disrespected, so.
Adios, pendejo.
If somehow you get out of there, I don't know how much time Raven gave you. If you get out of there before we're over, then, Say some more slick shit. Just watch your fucking mouth about me. But you nonsense. Nonsense. You wanted to start defending the father. I was not defending the father at no point. That just goes to show that you're not the guy to be arguing with. You're not the guy to be talking to. You can't understand more than, one layer of a conversation at one time. So shut your ass up. That's all he did was fucking cry the whole time. They should have did this. What did you do? What have you done? Shut the fuck up. I'm thinking, let's do a body cam before we get out of here. I know Albert Flores had dropped something in the chat. This nigga wanted to be the Twins so bad, that's why he hate the Twins. Listen, I don't even give a fuck what their motives are. And I really don't care if they don't like the Twins. That's cool. The Twins could defend themselves. It's logic that I'm defending, right? It's the truth that I'm defending. But these guys are not smart enough to have these conversations, so they start throwing distractions in there, deflections in there, and they just ignore that you just answered their question 12 times. Then they don't even know what side of the argument on because they say, oh, you was defending him. Fuck you. Then you want to call me names? All right, cool. Your daddy's pussy. If you knew him, you know that. They get mad when I do it. I'm not supposed to do it. But some faceless, nameless motherfucker is okay to do it. Get the fuck out of here, man. Swallow dick. Go complain some more in the comments. Let's see if you'll be a ghost watcher or maybe you'll be back stronger than ever. You become one of our biggest haters, one of our biggest trolls. It's not what we look for in people. And guess what? Some have started here like that. Some have come in here and come in hot and then they chill the fuck out. They realize how things move around here and they realize that they don't produce my motherfucking show. I produce my motherfucking show. And we're good. They're a good part of my community. Shout out Robert. Robert came in hot, was at war with everybody. Couple people gone. Couple don't come back. They always here. They ghost watch. See, we live in a world where you control the troll and hand them a loss, but all they have to do to win is say that they won. They could just lie, right? I've always said the trolls come in here. You don't pay no attention to them. They bounce. They don't say nothing, right? Then I mention them later on to prove that they're ghost watching, right? And they pop right back up and they say, look, you're talking about me. Oh! No, stupid. I just drew you out to show everybody that y'all don't leave. Y'all gonna be here. Might not hit the like button, but you're gonna be here. Might not chat in the chat, but you're gonna be here. And if I mention your name, you might pop up. Because you never leave. He is new here. And he tried his best to be cool and level out. He knows he came in hot. But to start coming at me, you're never going to win like that over here, Popeyes. I don't play your bullshit. You be smelling shit all day long. Put him in the fucking bed, you might. Vale madre. Okay. See how long this is that Albert Flores put it. But I'm just defending common sense, bro. The Twins could defend themselves. But that's the thing. People ask, oh, ask this, why this, why this? You give them the answer, they're like, nah. Well, what the fuck you want, man? You want your answer or you want mine? Fuck out of here, dork. Overzealous and shit. I finally got a chance to talk to somebody. They got a chance to talk to somebody. Let me talk that shit. How much time you gave him, Raven? Damn, this one's long. I don't have time for this one, Albert. Definitely don't have time for that one. It's too long. We gotta be out of here by 2:30. We got a premiere. Let's see what I got here. Ain't no coming back from that, in my opinion. Ain't no coming back from what? I like the engagement. We don't have to agree all the time. I don't agree with fucking Jay Flores 90% of the time when we talking on here. I tell him all the time, when you in the chat, you in the chat. When you on the show, different thing. You in the chat, you game just like everybody else. Si lo cagaste, lo cagaste. Right? I'm all in your bubble.
I'm in your bubble. I'm in your bubble.
He said, untie me, motherfuckers. Why you mad? Fila, Raven hit you in the head with a wrench. Hope you've been listening. We try to give you a come to Jesus meeting, but I don't think you're bright enough to, accept it. I think you just a little out of pocket. Raven Jefferson. Oh, what? He came in with an alt? He got alt? Y'all been talking good shit. I've been talking out loud. I've been talking for you to hear it. Ain't nobody hiding what they saying from you. Fuck you. Who are you? You a shoe with no face, no name. A talking shoe. Huh? Shoe emojis in the motherfucking chat. A talking fucking shoe. Huh? Not even a sneaker. Fuck you mean? Did you come in here under an alt? Let me go see. Let me see. Buddy shit. I'll let y'all deal with that. But yeah, you crazy, dog. That's how you argue with people. You tell them what they think. The fuck? Let's see. I'll do one body cam before we get out of here. Because the Marichos done wasted too much of our time today. Crying and shit. Oh, yeah. Fuck. Like in school, he's disrupting the whole class with his ignorance. He just better watch his mouth calling me names. Shy didn't go off because you went and asked a question about the father. Shy went off because you acting like a hoe. Right? You acting like you didn't hear the answer to the question. And yes, I answered the question. He went to Mexico. He got smoked. And you're saying that's the stand-up in him. And I'm saying how about all the other things that weren't so stand-up and that you don't want to talk about because you're disingenuous, fake, phony, facade. That's it. You don't like it, too bad. That's it. Easy. Chicago bank robbery ends in sudden tragedy. Let's do the Chicago bank robbery. Why not? Where y'all at? Is that the water tower right there? Where we at? No, that's not the one. Let me see. Members first. Okay. That's what Diego wanted me to do. A members first. Well, maybe I'll do that on another video. That Jay Flores video, that shit stays in the members only section. Because that's what it was sold as. Let's see. Let's get it. I don't know where they're at.
A bank manager near Chicago noticed in the morning on November 29th, 2024, a bank manager near Chicago
Raven cracked him in his shit.
Noticed an individual acting suspiciously. In the morning on November 29th, 2024, a bank manager near Chicago noticed an individual acting suspiciously after lingering inside the business for about 15 minutes. When the manager approached Jarrell Thomas, he allegedly pulled a gun from his waistband before leaving the bank. Concerned for safety, the manager alerted security, who contacted Oak Park Police.
Name security by the name of Black Hat.
About to walk into the Oak Park Library.
Blue jeans, white shoes.
While multiple...
That's not my... Fuck your question. Who are you, dog? That I have to answer your question however the fuck you want. Who are you, dog? Who are you, dog? Fuck your question. I spit on your fucking question. You asked the question. You asked, is that the story of his father? His father went to Mexico and died. Yes, bitch. Yes. That's the story. Was it because the twin snitched in my question? Possibly, right? If you would think, right, that would make the common sense. But he had his own shit. He was kidnapped over other shit. Why am I arguing with somebody that doesn't know these stories? Huh? Why am I answering for you? Who are you? You're the new guy. And you're very demanding. And you say I'm avoiding shit. You're avoiding shit. Common sense, bro. You're avoiding common sense. You're avoiding common sense, bro. You're avoiding common sense. Fuck are you, dog? Really, who the fuck are you? You got a real sense of yourself. What are you, 15 years old? I don't know if it's true. I'm not trying to prove a point. That's you assuming, Shy. You're not even typing right, man. Oh, Raven gave him 5 minutes. I think you're a little bit behind on the playback, Raven. Ghost Watcher come back as somebody else. Yep. And those get clapped forever when we figure out that it's you, even if we think it's you. Hit the like button if you have yet to do so. We be like,
Adios, pendejo.
You know what I mean? But dog, who the fuck are you, dog? I'm telling you, dog, you need to go do your research. Go do your research. Come back and argue when you got information. You don't know enough for me to fucking care about your take. Well, say that then. Yo, hey, man. Somebody give him another 5 minutes, man. Fuck this guy. Put him in a fucking bed, you might. This guy's fucking something else. Well, say that then, bro. Go get some information, bro, and then come argue with the people that know what the fuck they're talking about. You know? But yeah, it's pretty fucking common sense that that's what got him smoked, all right? Right? But he got snatched for other things. Right? That's why I'm asking. I don't want to assume. Yeah, but we answered you, dog, 12 times, dog. You playing stupid now. You playing dumb, bro. You hijacking the show is what you're doing. And I'm allowing it because I'm making you're part of the content now. You see, chat, this dude don't want to answer the question. What a cocksucker. We just answered the question, ho. I have a question, Fila. Are you a chomo? Fila, what the fuck is wrong with you, bro? I think, we have some off-the-cuff motherfuckers in here, but you a different kind of special, man. You a different kind of fucking special. Where do you say that then? How old are you? Are you 12, bro? I think I'm dealing with a 12-year. I gotta stop arguing with these fucking Monday Night Raw kids and shit.
I got one with the khaki coat, black hat.
About to walk into the Oak Park Library.
Blue jeans, white shoes.
While multiple officers reported to the area, some officers, including Oak Park Police Detective Alan Reddens, stepped up to patrol the area due to staffing shortages within the...
And here's what he don't understand, that I'm not just talking to him. I'm using him as an example because you're not unique. There's nothing, you're special, but there's nothing special about you. You're not unique. These people in this chat hear one of you every week in here. A guy like you every week. So when I do start talking to a guy like you about being disingenuous and about bringing up the father, it's because you're not unique. You're doing it just like all the other dorks did. There's no secret that it's quite possible that their father got smoked because of what they did. So what? Guess what? They became dope dealers and were put in a process, given the opportunity to snitch because of what their father did when they were 7 years old. You say we can all do that. You're a dork. There's no big secret. It's just your little fat ass ears are closed. I don't understand what's wrong with you. I said somebody give him another 5 minutes. Don't give him 24 hours because that's just a waste of effort right there. I didn't know that, so I'm stupid because I asked a question. It's cool. No, you're stupid because you came in here pretending you fucking know everything, right? And telling people give yes or no answers and pretending like you know how things move around here, right? That's how you came in here, right? Now you know better. The truth hurts. You don't want to bring it up. You're just a dick suck, bro. You're this guy. What a disgusting pig you are, Fila. Somebody give him 24 hours. Put him in a fucking bed, you might. You'll be back. Yeah, you just trying to argue, bro. I'm arguing with a dum-dum. Go get the information and then come over here to argue. You came in hot, bro, so we got the right to treat you however the fuck we want to treat you. That's just what it is. You don't like it, too bad. There's other channels.
The department, Gerald likely tried to enter the closed library to avoid public view, but with the doors locked after the Thanksgiving holiday, he was forced to either confront approaching officers or flee.
Can I talk to you for a second, sir?
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
All right.
Keep your hands, no, keep your hands.
Don't reach, bro.
Don't reach.
Keep your hands up.
Put your hands up. Put your hands up.
I know you being disingenuous. I know you being, accuse you of being, assume you being disingenuous. You being disingenuous. And people like you are disingenuous when they bring up the father. They don't give a fuck about the father. They just want to use the father as a leverage point on the twins. It's goofy shit. I can't make you self-aware, bro. You got to be self-aware on your own. You don't like it too fucking bad.
Hands up, man.
Hey, what'd he do? Did he upstrap at them?
Put your hands up. Put your hands up.
Yo, why they always say they the bank owner? We just did one on the body cam channel yesterday. And as soon as the cops walked in, the strong man said, I own the fucking place. Why does everybody think they own the bank? And how you know that? See, this is the type of shit that I'm talking about. This is Fila right here, you know what I'm saying? He dressed like that, talking about I own the bank. He in here disguised as somebody that knows what the fuck they talking about, but he's somebody that don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
Hands up, man. All 3 shots fired.
Gerald opened fire in multiple directions.
But what? Did he have the hammer in his hand? I didn't even see him reach for it.
Hands up, man.
Well, I guess he does.
Put your hands up.
See it? Oh, he pulled it out.
Don't reach. Keep your hands up.
Did he pull it out right there? Did they not see him? What the fuck was that?
Put your hands up. Put your hands up. Hands up, man. All 3 shots fired.
Gerald opened fire in multiple directions, attempting to hit both officers in quick succession before taking cover behind the library's pillars. One bullet hit Detective Officer Reddens in the right side, causing him to collapse.
Yeah, shots fired, 1040 Lake, 1040 Lake. Is it at the library?
Oh. Go. Old Park Library, he's going towards Grove.
Blue Yankee, black hair, blue jeans. And a male black khaki coat, blue jeans, white shirt. Over down. And I'll go down with my patients at 1040 Lake Street. We're getting the ambulance. Can you tell me if it's at the library or in the park?
At the library.
At the library. He's still in front.
Fighting with him right there.
Alright, out in front at the library. I need more units over at the library, and I got an officer now.
Let me out.
We need a rifle. Get down here with a rifle.
Somebody shut down Grove. Get over to Grove. Where's he at?
Grove shut down.
He's north.
He's standing by a pillar over by the library on the north side.
Drop your weapon. Drop your weapon. Oh, 3, we're talking to him.
Where is he?
He's behind the last pillar.
1040, you're talking to him.
Brown coat. Looks like he's got a Glock.
Manny, can you see him?
No.
I'm behind you.
All right. Oh, 3, give me a car. Off of Grove, a little bit further north.
The
last pillar.
On the north side.
Last pillar, brown coat.
Over there.
Man, drop the gun and come out, man. Drop the weapon.
Wonder if they hit him.
2240, show me in route. 2240, 10-4.
Dude.
Traffic across the ocean and then something going there. 2220, 10-4. 5003, I got River Forest and Forest Park coming your way. Let me know.
Did he say intellectual property? That's what I'm saying. Motherfuckers just say whatever. They just say whatever, man. Fuck out of here.
Stop moving towards him.
Towards them.
That's how these fucking trolls be, man. They just say whatever, and they feel like if they yell it loud enough or say it stern enough, it's gonna be the truth. Shit's crazy.
I'm on this flank on the east.
Drop the gun. All 3, who's with Officer Reddens? Drop the weapon.
Milk and mayonnaise. Milk and mayonnaise. Motherfuckers just say whatever.
What unit is with Officer Wright?
Oh, God is it. I think you hit him. I think y'all should be practicing. If all of y'all are there and none of y'all can hit him.
But down.
Hands. Stand up.
Keep it up, keep it up.
50-12, I fired 2 shots. I fired 2 shots.
On the ground! On the ground! All 3 suspect down, start rolling EMS.
My leg.
Guns behind you, on the ground.
938. Looks like it's down in 938.
Manny.
My leg. If you need another unit, correct?
Your leg?
Oh, you.
Where's he at?
Intellectual property.
He's medical too. We're looking for a tourniquet on this guy. Where's your shot? So you can get one on him. Where's your shot? Where's your shot?
This leg. My leg. Oh, my leg.
Which leg? Which leg?
Starting compressions on which subject?
Dang. Which leg? Boof. Which leg? Boof. They punching on the legs and shit. Fuck.
I put one to the window too. So.
One through the window, one through the fucking office worker.
Where were you at?
Which leg? Your left leg?
My right leg.
Right leg.
Right leg, right.
His head too. He's dripping from his head. Like a compression bandages on him for his head. If it's above her.
What do you want? Where are you at?
I want this okay. You got the gun? Who's got the gun?
Right there, under the bench.
Oh.
Whoa. Where's the gun? Whoa.
Tourniquet applied. It's too much.
No. It's gotta be tight. It's gonna hurt to stop that bleeding.
Both Gerald and Detective Reddins were rushed to the hospital. Gerald survived, but Detective Reddins died, marking the first Oak Park first.
Boy, let me tell you something. He lucky that they even put a tourniquet and didn't let him bleed out right there.
Responder killed in the line of duty since 1938. He leaves behind a 19-year-old son, his mother, and a grieving community. That afternoon, retired officers from Chicago, River Grove, Elmwood Park, and the Cook County Sheriff's Office joined Oak Park officers at the scene to salute the fallen officer. Services were held soon after to honor his life.
Detective Reddin's dedication to protecting our community, his courage, and his unwavering commitment to justice will forever be remembered.
This is not a sad moment. This is a pivotal moment in our history to come together and to be united as one.
Detective Reddin's own son spoke to local news about his father and offered some insight behind his reputation as an officer after joining the force in 2019 and becoming a detective just 3 years later.
Which is kind of quick, because usually you don't
quick.
hear people becoming a detective until maybe like 10 years in, but he hadn't even been 5 years in, he became a detective. So I always was really proud of him for that.
He last saw his father on Thanksgiving, the day prior to the shooting.
Never not going to be a day that I don't miss my dad. Some days feel heavier than others. Of course, the holidays, I wasn't really in the holiday spirit at all, to say the least.
After being released from the hospital, Jarrell was brought to court in a wheelchair, where the following charges were read. 1 count of first-degree murder, 1 count of attempted murder of a peace officer, 1 count of possession of a stolen firearm, and 1 count of unlawful use of a weapon by a felon. Jarrell is being held without bond as his case moves to trial. Notably, he has 2 prior felony convictions for aggravated battery against law enforcement, which prohibited him from
Who
owning
we
a
shook
firearm.
by? Anonymous as you, Fila? We shook from you? Shit talk on the internet? How much time did you give him, 298? Huh? Who we shook? We shook you shook us? You didn't even shake the twin. The twin was in the chair. You didn't shake him, but you gonna shake me? Twin don't show face. I show face. Big nuts. Watch your whole mouth. That's it. See? That's the same shit that the other trolls say. That's how you know I'm talking facts. But it's all good, y'all. No, that's wrong. That's not how it is that you're talking facts. No, wrong. You just, people like you just say that so that, you know, you don't have to be accountable to the truth. You're going to learn one way or the other, child. Little boy. That's how you know I'm talking facts. I hope you didn't get that impression. We don't need you more confident that you're talking facts. That's just what I mean about never enough evidence for a fool, people. Never enough evidence for a fool. Go ahead, meet me over there at the hold on, let me finish this right here. What a dork. That's how you know I'm talking facts. Come on, man. I hope you evolve.
Reports show he stole battery
do.
as his case moves to trial. Notably, he has 2 prior felony convictions for
I just disagreed with you. I didn't start calling you pussies and shit like that. But now you's a bitch. You know, you started that shit. So don't talk to me about who's shook and who's talking facts and who's not. You know what I'm saying? Apparently 298, not enough. No, but let him live right now. I'm going to get him the fuck out of here.
Gerald is being held without bond as his case
I'm
moves
gonna
to
let you
trial.
live, you dog. You going to let him live? You don't let nobody do nothing. You probably don't even pay rent. You probably live with your mom or something, which is easy for me to find out. She says she had an annoying-ass kid, you know. I'll time you out whenever I feel like it. You go smell shit in the bathroom. That's what we do around here to motherfuckers like you that don't know how to talk to me.
Put him in a fucking bed, you might.
Notably, he has 2 prior felony convictions for aggravated battery against law enforcement, which prohibited him from owning a firearm. Reports show he stole the gun from his sister after an altercation with his father. Battery against possession of a stolen. After being released from the hospital, Jarrell was brought to court in a wheelchair, where the following charges were read: 1 count of first-degree murder, 1 count of attempted murder of a peace officer, 1 count of possession of a stolen firearm, and 1 count of unlawful use of a weapon by a felon. Jarrell is being held without bond as his case moves to trial. Notably, he has 2 prior felony convictions for aggravated battery against law enforcement, which prohibited him from owning a firearm. Reports show he stole the gun from his sister after an altercation with his father. She reported the missing gun to Chicago police 5 days before the shooting. Gerald faces a minimum of 20 years in prison without probation and a maximum of life without parole. He will not face the death penalty, as the incident occurred in Illinois. If you would like to support Detective Alan Redden's family, we've linked his fundraiser in the description below.
Listen here, bro. Buddy did everything you could do wrong. That motherfucker did it wrong. That's just the facts. All right? This guy here, he's a huge supporter. You're a huge shit talker, dog. You didn't answer his question. He needs to go back and check out the earlier lives and podcasts. Indeed he does. Shannon said exactly, just like I did. It's the attitude. It's the attitude. We don't mind opinions around here. It's the attitude, bro. Watch your fucking mouth. We don't have to allow you to be here. We get you the fuck. I'm not one of those channels. Oh, he's pussy. He times people out. Watch your fucking mouth. Have your opinion. But guys like you, there's no arguing with. You move the goalposts, man. You'll get smart enough one day. You young. You still young. Don't time me out, bro. Shout out Shannon. I'm a huge supporter of the channel. Let me live, dog. I'm good. All right, be good then. Watch your fucking mouth, dog. You already done fucked up. You on the other side with me already, dog. So you're going to just get, talk to whoever the fuck I talk to you. Shout out Mike Lopez. Salute to everyone legally getting their hand on them. Million. Get the millions, Mike Lopez. Get the millions. All right, y'all. We're going to move over. I'm going to give y'all the link. We're going to move over to the premiere. Wow. Boom. There's the link. Meet me in the chat. Maybe I could time you out personally, Fila. Could time you out my motherfucking self. Shout out 298 and Raven for swinging the wrenches. JP would be proud, all right? Hundreds up in the chat for y'all. Hundreds up in the chat for JP. Hundreds up in the chat for Zoraida. Salutes to the usual suspects. I will see y'all over there. We're going to get out of here with no pomp and circumstance. No music. We just out the door. Motherfuckers are going to learn or they not going to learn. It just is what it is. I appreciate y'all for hanging out today. Shout out Velez. Let me run through the chat real quick. I'm already late for the premiere. Shout out Pure Art, 298 Sosa. Shout out Think Like a Kingpin, William Cadell, Velez, Guillermo Pac, Raven Jefferson, Shannon, Fila Speaks. Come on, man. You didn't answer none of my questions. How old are you, bro? Why you ain't got no face on your shit? Why you a shoe? All right. Shout out Damien. Bow. 298. Shout out Fernando. Pure Art. I saw Miguel Lopez in here earlier. Shout out 298. Shout out Fernando. Shout out HG. Super Big Exotic 420. Shout out to the Donos. Shout out Upper Echelon. Let's see. Salute 298. I think that's it. I think we're at the bottom here. Mike Lopez, bow. That's why I always tell people, go check out the earlier podcasts and lives. There's good stuff, and it's full of detail on the Cartels and the Flores twins and their wives. The whole story's there. And then people want to come over here and yell misinformation in my face. So, would you get time to talk about Kanye West? It's something I have to really read into. I'm paying attention to see how everybody's convoluting the situation. I don't know. I don't know if I'll talk about it. We'll see, Mike Lopez. Catch me on the next live, which will be the Friday Night Live. Make sure y'all catch me at the Friday Night Live. It'll be 7 p.m., 8 p.m., 9 p.m. CST, one of those. I'll keep y'all posted. All right? With that said, I will holla. Hands up for y'all. Peace. I'm fucking gonna say I'm sugarcoating shit.
But I wanted to do hood rat stuff for my friend.
That's it.